Our small business has been in business now for about 2.5 years. In that time, we've allowed our customers to be part of 55,000 containers that we've saved from landfill because we've worked together. It's really exciting to be doing something innovative and different, and also feeling like we're pushing that community around us to also be more mindful about their plastics and their waste. If plastics exists in the world, let's keep using it. Let's use it a million times. Come in, pre-weigh it, refill it, and give it a second life over and over again because it already exists. So you might as well use it. I'm Rachel Garcia, and Refillery is my business. I was really inspired to open Refillery because as a young mom, I felt like I could see my trash just getting bigger, and it felt like everything was being handed to me in like one single-use snack bag and a bottle of formula. And I knew from traveling and other experiences that there was a different way to grocery shop. I knew that hopefully if I wanted it, that other people did too. The ultimate goal was to try and have it be someplace you could shop and make a full meal, whether that was produce, whether that was olive oils, dish soap, hand soap, that you could really come and just do one full shop. Shopping at Refillery is so easy. Refill shops can be really intimidating, but we try and make it as seamless as possible. So people are encouraged to bring their own container. We love good reuse, and that can be plastic or glass, it doesn't really matter. And if you don't worry, we have you covered. We have paper bags or we sell jars. We even have a community shelf. You come in, you pre-weigh your container, you fill up with either half a cup of beans or an extra scoop of pasta, and then you check out and only pay for what you take. You are absolutely welcome to bring plastic to our store. If plastics exists in the world, let's keep using it. Let's use it a million times. When you're young, you're told, reduce, reuse, recycle, and we focus so much on that recycle piece. But the reducing, the reusing, that's what we need to start focusing on more, and that's what our store is all about. Opening a store like this is definitely a challenge. Figuring out how the customer would interact with the space in not only an efficient way, but also a way that felt sanitary and safe was definitely something that we had to play with and tweak over time as we grew, and also just as things around us changed, etc. When we started our business, we started with a little bit of a smaller concept. We really wanted to see if what we thought was going to be successful actually would work. It ended up being a really good way to test out the concept, to feel comfortable, to get comfortable with some of our systems and how the customer's going to interact with the space. And then once we realized that we had something that we thought there was demand enough, we really felt the next step was to expand into what we are today, which is a one-stop grocery store. We worked with our community to fundraise. We used an Indiegogo campaign. We raised $20,000, and it was a really great way not only for us to feel supported, but also to drive up some excitement, to have the customers in the community really get on board with the idea, to know that we were coming. The supply chain we use here at Refillery is really different. And so our main suppliers are carbon neutral certified. They come to us on electric hybrid vehicles. They're solar powered factories and warehouses. And by nature of their commitment to the planet, they also then work with smaller, more independent producers. It really allows us access to some of these smaller farms in a way that we never would get in our little corner of the country, but we feel really good about how we're procuring them. It extends as well to things like bananas or avocados, which, let's be honest, are mainstay staples in a lot of people's diets. But in our store, they're, again, certified through a carbon neutral supply chain. The other aspect of our supply chain that's so important is the local economy. We always say the local is more sustainable, and it's because it is. It's because we can get much more creative on a local scale when we're working with vendors from inside our network here in New Jersey. Getting people through the door is always going to be a hard gig with any business. When you have something that's different and not necessarily what people are used to, people are really habit-driven. They're really stuck in their routines. It's hard to know sometimes, what a store like this is going to be like until you walk in, and so people just get intimidated. But once we get people through the door, we can show them that this is not that intimidating, that it's actually can be cheaper than your typical grocery store. You're actually just taking what you need, and also kind of fun. If you don't live near a refill shop like ours, and there are more and more every day, so you should definitely see if there's some near you, because we are a growing movement and it feels really exciting that there's more accessibility to refill shops in general across the country. Think about supporting businesses that are available to ship to you that aren't necessarily refillable, but are also plastic-free or eco businesses. There's also lots of local other businesses in your community who are probably supporting efforts like that too, and there's definitely a way you can have an impact whether you live near a refillery like ours or not. Again, as a small business, you have a lot of impact in your community, and if you start to become more mindful about what you're doing, it trickles out into the circle that you're creating as well. And if a small business like us can afford the small changes to make more, sustainable choices, I promise you that you can do it too.